Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Eta, welcome to another episode of Wow, What a Week. This week we're hanging out with a legend, an icon. They even named a Marvel character after him. That's how iconic he is. Whether we're talking Bafana, Kaiser Chiefs, or that other team he betrayed us with, this man makes saves on and off the field. He's coming up next.
This is Wow! What a week. What a week. Celebrity guest.
Welcome to Wow, What a Week. I think because I'm a fan of this icon, and I'm also a fan of the comic book that was made in his honor, I need to do this little song for my dude. Rabubi, saves the ball like no one can, dives to left, leaps up high, catches shots that make grown men cry. Look out, here comes the Brian man. From World Cup days up till now, still a legend, take a bow. Stroke survivor, still he stands, with big gloves and bigger plans. Respect, he is our Brian man. My guy.
Jeez. Jeez. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, jeez. That's that song there. So here I am. I'm like waiting to Rabubi, as in just that remix. That how jeez. Yeah, thanks, man, and thanks for having me.
Welcome to Wow, What a Week.
Thank you.
How's your week been? Well, tell us about this week so far. Which you name this week?
Jeez, this week so far has been great. Yeah, a whole lot of things that I've been working on for quite some time. They just coming together. They so it's been quite. It's been a wild week for me, really.
Sure.
And hopefully it finishes in the way.
So we normally do an icebreaker. It's 10 questions just for relaxing. Okay. But before we get to the icebreaker, we need to just deal with the elephant in the room. Why did you betray us, my man, and go to Sundowns? I just want to get that off my chest.
It was that moment. Like I always have a different way of explaining it.
Sure.
I find the best way, and
what's the explanation this week?
The explanation this week, and when I always I look at it, who I'm talking to, and how much they really love Kaiser Chiefs.
Sure.
And their understanding of the craft of being in entertainment, and for me, it was just that thing where you are pushed. When you grow up in an environment, and you get to a point where now you are older, and then you're looking for that to be remunerated in the same way,
in a certain way,
yeah. And but you get to a point where sometimes growing up in an environment and in a workplace where they got you as a child, and now you're a grown man, and they still look at you as their child. And to a point now, you're trying your best to make these people to understand, but then they come. But for me, I think it was. There's a time where in our negotiations, it came to a point where I was still trying to negotiate, and they told me take it or leave it.
Yes.
And for me, it was now about respect, and so it came to a point where I felt, if someone is telling me
take it or leave it, maybe I should.
And again, as much as I the love for Chiefs that's never still there.
You're wearing the cap right now. So.
Yeah. So, and when I look at where I am today and the move I made, I believe I wouldn't I believe it was necessary.
It was part of the journey.
I needed to grow as a person.
Yes.
So sometimes when you're, too comfortable in a place, and sometimes then you need something really that pushes you. And my time at the other team, as you say, had great times. But the journey there made me grow so much as a person that today I look at football, at entertainment, and a lot of things in a different way.
Sure.
I always say I appreciate, and I was lucky to have been around a man like Patrice Motsepe for 8 years.
Sure.
I learned so much.
And you made good money. No, but there's also a saying that sometimes you only grow as big or as far as your environment. So had you not left the environment, you wouldn't have learned the other things you learned. So sometimes it's part of the growth. That if I don't leave Tadling, then my worldview is just
it's
Tadling.
just, exactly. I mean, we travel the continent, the world, and sometimes when you talk about a whole lot of things with regular folk, kokasi and stuff, and a lot of times, sometimes I would, then you start thinking, if our people traveled and understand how things are on the continent or globally. So yes, getting out of your comfort zone, then
your perspectives change.
Your perspective changes,
sure.
And
you know what? I accept your explanation, but just so you know how upset I was. Konje, what year was it? 2001?
No, it was 2004.
No, 2001.
Oh, yeah.
When Chiefs won the Coca-Cola Cup.
Yeah.
Because I own the jersey you were wearing at that game. Yeah. When you left, I looked at the jersey on some gauche, but like I'm saying, because I'm a fan of growth, I understand why you would have left. Koparashai rapid fire, so that we get you to relax more. Penalty shootout. Who do you fear more, Sean Bartlett or Benny McCarthy?
Sean Bartlett.
Kaizer Chiefs or Sundowns kit? Which made you feel more powerful just wearing it?
Jeez, Kaizer Chiefs by far.
Do you remember when you first heard the nickname Spydaman?
It was around 94, 95. Yeah.
Do you remember where you were? What happened?
I was at the game actually, and this gentleman. Saddam.
Yes.
Saddam and a whole lot of other fans. Because back in the day, the relationship we had with supporters as footballers, we had a very, very close relationship where almost after every game, we'd interact with them. When you're playing, more especially when you're playing away games, to a point where some of the supporters, I remember there was a supporter in Pretoria called YT.
Sure.
When we played Sundowns, after the game, he would host us at his house, have a fry. We'd go there, as a team and stuff like that. Yeah.
It was a family.
It was a family environment.
What's the one away game you always dreaded playing? Which team?
It's two, but I'll give you one. It would be Celtics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go Blom. Go Blom 1 year.
Go Blom. Because, those supporters, every time when they're behind me and the game is playing, they always, call your name.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one time where this guy was begging me, calling my name, begging me. And then I'm, okay.
Yeah.
Then I look. And as I look, and then it says, Mafinho. Jeez. I'm like, this guy's been begging me. Because it says, Baloyi, Kupa Ushebe, when I'm going to go high, Kupa. Jeez, okay, let me give him a chance.
Only to swear at you.
Jeez. Yeah.
The best town to play in, win, and have an after party.
It always would be back in the day, it was between Cape Town Eastern Cape, playing in the Independence Stadium against the Umtata Bucks.
Yes.
Yeah, and back in those days.
Sure.
After party. And the good thing with that is that, straight after the game, later on, when we go out, we be hosted by, the Mtata Bucks players.
Yes.
With Pat Kumafani. Remember, sometimes we'd go to Vuyani Bungu.
Oh, yeah.
Vuyani Bungu would host us at his house and have like a big party. So, I would say Mtata.
Who was the last Kaizer Chiefs legend to drunk dial you after a game?
Geez, I would say, difficult one. Trying to remember, it would be, damn, Tinashe Ngumash.
Was he bigging you up or now Nyela?
No, he was. So he was this kind of. So we always had this thing, as the team about his age.
Ah, yes.
And but whenever when he's drunk, then he would remind us and he would say, "You guys." So it might come to me and Tiki Cyril.
Yeah.
Say you guys. So because of his age at the time that what he told us, we'd say. He's in the same basket as Bochabu, all the youngsters. Yes. But when he's drunk, then he used to tell us that, hey, you guys, you're groot man. That was fun.
3 more questions. So I was a goalkeeper in primary school, grade 7. And there was a school that we'd play that I feared because there had 2 strikers. I'd see Murulaganyi coming on the left. I knew what a Kemasiping. And I was a fat goalkeeper. On the right, there's a kid called Oscar. If I saw the ball, I know that no one's going to stop him. Who are those strikers for you? That you know that if they have the ball, okay, it's on.
It was always, I'd say, Jerry's Kosan.
Yeah.
And
Legs of Thunder.
Legs of Thunder. Yeah. And then there was, but the one striker that, I feared, and I knew all my defenders feared, was this guy who played for this Val Professionals.
Sure.
Robinson Siakamel.
Yes.
And Robinson was that guy, he was strong as an ox.
Yeah.
And this guy, the defender, Naba header, when the ball goes up, he doesn't go for the ball. So even me, I would go for the ball. He comes for my head, not with an elbow. But when you come in contact with him,
he's a solid guy.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. So that's one of the guys that really, gave me a tough time.
If you went to goalkeeper, what position do you think you played?
No, striker.
Yeah.
Striker.
So if there was a Legends game and you were a striker, the goalkeeper's in trouble?
Big trouble. I always said, and sometimes, even in my days, when I was playing pro, some of the guys said, no, you're not. So sometimes in training, so we'd have a 5-a-side game.
Sure.
And the coach was like, no, you're allowed to play any. So I would play striker.
Sure.
5-a-side, I played. We used to play just down the road, Libo, Plutok, Bafani, and then I play striker. And I played striker as a young man to a point where, in 1990, around there, I represented South Africa. I've got a Springbok cap and a jacket under 16 with Mark Fish.
Oh, wow.
We were twin strikers with Mark Fish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So goalkeeping happened how then?
Goalkeeping, so at that time, funny was like, growing up, Alex is one township that is not like no other. We in the mid-80s, Sheikh Skungani was the first guy that went and played in the suburbs, played for Wanderers.
Sure.
And then from then on, every kid in Alex wanted to be like him. Because
You played for Balfours,
I played for Bao.
which is down the road from Alex.
Just down the road from Alex.
Mm.
I mean, we used to walk to Balfour Park.
Hey, by the time you get there, you're warm.
You warm.
Yeah.
So a lot of other kids, from Alex, Alfred Piri, all of us, we all played for Balfour, Highlands or Wanderers.
Yes.
And so at Balfour Park, I had this coach that, so there's this other keeper. So there was two of us and this coach, they like the other keeper than me. And then in training, he saw me, then said, no, you're a striker. So he started playing me as a striker.
Okay.
And not knowing that then there was this thing called Southern Transvaal. I was talking to Jada earlier, one of the guys here. And so they chose me to represent Southern Transvaal as a striker. So I went and, so at that time as well, I used to score a lot of goals. And enjoyed it. But almost every good goalkeeper will tell you, they say every great goalkeeper will tell you, I was a striker once.
Yeah.
We always, love to, but I think that's one thing that helps you to understand how the striker thinks.
Yes.
When you have, when you get to be on with the one-on-ones.
If I do say so myself, I think I was a great goalkeeper for a 12, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
But I was a defender before. You know what I mean? I was a sweeper.
Yeah.
And then a sweeper, the way Sakamela attacked. If you are in the way, you and the ball are going to be out of the way very fast.
Yeah.
Finally, VAR in PSL. Yes, please, or no thanks?
Yes, please. Yes, please. We do need it.
Why?
It's a necessity. It's not a luxury. There's a lot of decisions that when you're watching all the different leagues around the world and seeing how some of the decisions, you see how just with everything, at the end of the day, it's controlled by human beings. So there'll always be that human error.
Sure.
But I think it's something that we need to take our game.
So GT King, though, what's taking so long?
GT, the PSL and SAFA, they have a love-hate relationship, and it's always been. And so the biggest, let down right now is that it's something that the PSL needs, but it's a service that needs to be provided by SAFA.
Oh, yes.
And the minister, Gaten tried to be the mediator and get in to a point where he committed that he will put money with, but now there's knowing stuff with government and all of that. Now, the thing that's holding back is about the tender.
Sure. Yeah.
Now
Hujaman.
So now, by now, I think when the season starts, we should be having it.
Absolutely.
But it's very tender.
Sure.
Yeah, so yeah.
Let's go back to Alex. Growing up in the streets of Alex, playing soccer, you have big dreams. What do you think it is, Alex, that groomed you and prepared you for the rest of your life, that you still look back at and say, if I was not in front of Alex, my life would have been different?
Jesus, there's so much.
Yeah.
The streets of Alex, they toughen you up. You grow up with a whole lot of different kids from different backgrounds, from how Kalifile you end up, you speak all these languages.
Yes.
Then growing up there as well, then you get the Grootman, growing up now, knowing about all the Grootmans of Umsomi gang, this.
Yes.
And then you look at the icons that come from Alex that played football, Boshaga Ngobo, it's his name, Isaac Chira. I mean, before me there was a goalkeeper from Alex that played for Kaizer Chiefs, but that I mean, I remember I used to go watch him train, and he was bigger than me. He had big hands, and
you've got big hands. So if you think Isaac Chira had big hands,
and lived on the same street as me, 15th Avenue, you know. So I used to watch him, jog up the street, going to the stadium. We'd follow him as boys go watch him train. So growing up with Alex being notorious for being kasi yaditsotsi, then you see that. But then the Khotmani that see, hey, this boy is talented, they protect you, they make sure Emina.
So they keep you. They keep you.
You don't go that line. There's so many guys that. There was one guy I tell you played with at high school, and would have made it in the PSL, and went on trial at Cosmos. At that time when the league was from January to December.
Oh, yes.
Went on trial in December, got Cosmos, passed the trials in January, just before the schools opened and just before the league is going to start. He had never, and at that time it was Makinza Kukasi, they would go to Q, Premley, hijack, So these guys went, the golf, the golf.
The 16V.
16V.
Yeah.
He got into the car, joyride, Babatswara. Went to jail for over almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And
bright future gone.
Bright future gone. Alex is. I always say to people, if you've never been to Alex, you don't know what a typical South African township is unless you go to Alex. And then you get to understand a lot of people. I mean, my wife was from Mafikeng.
Sure.
And I remember all this time she always thought she knew Alex. And even when you'd go home, to visit my mom, because of the charter Alex go at my house cake right in the front.
Sure.
So all this time I always thought, okay, she understands this, she knows. So we'd go until just last year. I don't know how I was explaining to my 9-year-old about Alex. And only then she was like, Alex, so I was telling her in that yard, in one yard, there was like 9 families.
Yes.
So I'm explaining, okay, there's another family there, another kid crew.
Sure.
So only then she was like, okay, only now I'm getting to it, because even there, she's never been at the...
she's never been past the house.
Past the house.
Yeah.
All of this, she's never been to understand what's happening in the back.
Yeah.
And so that's Alex for you. And the people that come from Alex, icons, from music, DJs, musicians, actors, from back in the day, from Brahu to Brakaifa Seminya to...
Sure.
So Alex is an iconic township.
Sure. Yeah. How did Pungi wako Maftown end up le Brian wako Alex?
Jeez.
You guys have been together, over 20 years now?
No. We've been married 25 years, been together 27.
Yes.
We met, I was from a game, just played at Joburg Stadium. Then after the game, I would talk, because I was always that, didn't drink, but I always loved fun, and I always thought I'm a creative. I always thought, hey, now music out saver.
Yeah.
I can DJ.
But I think also to paint the picture, this is just after independence, right? Just after 94.
So we met 99.
So it's humnati.
Yeah.
There's this euphoria about the country. You guys are the rock stars in the country at the time.
So when we go out, so there was this crew that always at Joburg Stadium.
Sure.
Straight after the game, when we go to the parking lot, we know there's a convoy there. Bolindelani, Mkize, and a whole lot. There's a convoy. Then we go to a party.
Sure.
So that day we went to a party, just more Athol. But the party was for Grotmania Kokasi, that Orgodiste Sipo, Brasipo's Tole.
Sure.
And so we went there to the party, enjoyed ourselves. It was a big party, and for that time, I remember. It was the first time we went on a daki and a tennis court. I'm just there.
Yeah.
We go. So the party is hosting a party. Kiko tennis court. On the tennis court, there is laid up catering. Back then, I mean, the drink, the hochamo. So when I got there with Doc Hotman Waribitsa, shows us his house and then gives us our own bottles somewhere.
Sure.
And I don't drink at that time. And so we just chilling. So a boy of mine, you might know him, Nico Mabengu.
Sure.
He used to dance for Tebe.
No, yeah, Maniko,
Maniko.
Yeah.
So Maniko was the one who introduced me to Punk. So Maniko was my boy.
Yeah.
So like I said, that time, I used to hang around artists and artist managers like Bolindelan. So, I mean, a lot of times coming after from training, I used to hang out with Theo, and Bumshaka. So with Theo, their neighbor was at Glen Lewis, Kakolindast. And so Maniko would hang out, Kaufela. So at the party, Maniko, so more plumbing.
Yeah.
Tennis court, give VIP, Maniko was Ogala, ke batla tlo plama lona ka da ke va le batho ke ra no zwakala. So then he's with 5 girls. And who you want? And I'm like, 5 girls, that's what my freaking. Okay. And so he introduced me to this other one. But I said to him, so Pungi had a cap with the mat, so and there was just something about her.
Sure.
And that's how we met. And
what's the first thing you said to her? And did you fumble?
She tried to remember. I thought I was confident, but I know I was a bit nervous.
Yeah, you almost dropped the ball.
Yeah, I almost dropped the ball, and I remember, trying to chat her up.
Yeah.
And then she was a bit, and I remember by the time we left the place, she didn't. I don't know if really she didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
Or she said, no, I don't have a phone. And I don't know, I need to have you. And so one of her friends was with a friend that they were sharing an apartment with. No, I'll get off the phone number. And so it was January, I think it was the 31st of Jan, 99. And the next day, the time the SMS, I tried. I thought, didn't call the Monday. I called. From then on, I didn't look back. I remember at the time I lived Kopremle.
Sure.
And my house was a serious party house.
Yeah.
And but as soon as I met her, all of that stopped instantly. Just it's just an instinct. But I spend almost every time I was training, I go to her. So guys that used to come, my cousins, and sometimes it happens when Alamajita that Then when you meet a girl, then about Quatela, then you don't, but I remember even her at the time, the next day. So the next day, her friend says they were moving from the flat because it was end of the month and they stay Fedil. But her mom had driven from Mafikeng to help them move. She was telling her friend that I met my husband yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And so I think for us it was so I met her then at the end of the season then. So the season ended come May, and the season ended. I told my agent, he thought he didn't even think that I'm really serious. I told my agent, I want to go on holiday.
Yeah.
I want to take Pungi on a holiday. He said, okay. I said, where do you want to go? I said, I want to go to Mauritius. And he organized everything. A week before, I said to him, Mana, do you know the best jewelers in Sentin around? He says, Mana, you are serious about this girl? I said,
Yeah.
And my agent at the time, Clint Pinkin, the Jewish boy, looked after me, Lucas Khadebe, McFish. He took me to a jewelry, they helped me out. I bought a ring. I took on a vacation to Mauritius, and I proposed. So it was literally even less than 6 months.
Yeah. A whirlwind romance.
I proposed, and it took us almost about 2 years to get married. There was a whole lot of, but just the other day I was thinking about it, looking at how old I was when I proposed. How old was she? And I'm like, geez, we were young.
How old were you?
So I had just turned 24. 91. No, I just turned 25.
Yeah.
And she had just turned 22. Because she just turned 22 in April.
Sure.
And then in June, I take her away on a trip.
And come back engaged.
Yeah, but we had to hide it from Batsadi.
Why?
I mean, she was 22, but Batsadi, they just shipped you from Mafikeng to Joburg, go to study.
Yeah.
And then time, the old lady knew that was the first one that we had to tell. And she said, hey, we can't tell time.
So how did the family treat you as this rock star, superstar, national team playing goalkeeper? Because it can go two ways.
Yeah,
it can be we're happy for you or never.
No, man, I didn't have much, resistance from the family.
Yeah.
And I felt that, they don't treat me like this celebrity. And that's what even Nico saying. One thing I've always maintained and made sure is that when I go out and work, then I'm Brian. So but the older brother, it took him some time. Because we, we're the same age. I'm like 3 months older than him.
Yeah.
So he was a bit resistant. But
No, but I think also as brothers generally, that becomes our default setting.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened with me visiting my sister in the US about 15 years ago. She introduced me to this guy she wants to marry. And I told her, nah, right. And you know what I said to her? Your dog doesn't like him. I believe your dog. And we were right, me and the dog.
Yeah.
So sometimes brothers do what brothers need to do.
Good to do, yeah.
Looking at how long you and Pungi have been together,
Yeah.
I mean, marriages come, marriages go. What do you think the one thing is that's keeping you guys at it? Even when the house, it's like a matey, or if shit happens or challenges.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, relationships and marriages, just like any, you have good and bad. You
Yes.
have, and but what has kept us together has always been the understanding for one another, that to be ourselves, and but the most of all is the respect. And there's always one thing I say about marriages and relationships is I'm sitting with my friends or cousins or just guys, when we having a chat, a deep chat, I always ask, what's more important between love and respect?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you find people know love, and I always say, love, you fall in and out of love, and I always believe, and I always do this as well when I do talks at schools with young boys. I always tell them the most important thing is respect, and I always believe that love can't exist without respect.
Yeah.
And when there's respect, then it's easy to love someone.
Love thrives better in an environment and respect.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just based on all of those values, and and yeah.
Have you had any scary moments where you thought, we're not going to survive this?
Yeah, we had just one, a couple of years back. But funny, it was not. And then after we spoke about it and stuff, it was not as bad and as we thought, and it was more not thinking that there's something that was not there, and again, some of it based on some of the stuff hearsay from our friends, saying there's this thing, there's this, but learned from it that you don't listen to people outside. Just be about you.
So what would you say the biggest lesson for both of you was during that period?
The best lesson was that communication. As much as I know I'm a difficult person. Sometimes when it comes to communication and communicating, my side and stuff. So, and I'm that person. I don't know. This is me. I grew up. I communicate with actions.
Sure.
And to a point, sometimes with a lot of things, I don't know how to pretend. Yeah. And when I'm happy, I'm happy. And there's one thing that I don't know how to do is pretend.
Sure.
That's why there's this thing sometimes. I know this is a personal thing. But growing up and I think with a lot of us as men and stuff as people, sometimes you have this thing. There's one thing that I've always told friends and people. I don't know how. And I don't know how to do this thing that you guys are always talking about. That when you are fighting with your partner, then do you have this makeup sex?
You've never had makeup sex? So kwatile, the soldier no near
and Even now, Kadula Raibua, ya fela.
Yeah. You still need time to
Yeah, no,
fall.
Arboneka sign or another time. Not today, now, no, it's not gonna happen.
From one brother to another. Makeup sex is the best sex you've never had yet. I'd suggest you try. Just pick a fight when you leave here.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe it's, like I said, there's a lot of other parts of insights of me. So I'm very emotional. I'm a very emotional being, and but.
Often people say relationships go in one direction or another, where we get married, we have children, and then we get into the routine of now maintenance in J. It's clockwork. Get school drop, and then the other people who say, but don't let that creep into your marriage. You guys must still go on dates. Once in a while, you must still ship the kids off so you guys can have sex all over the house and have fun and go party. Yeah. How do you keep the flame going in your marriage? Because it's easy to get caught up in the routine. Of no rebatwadi, you know?
Yeah, and it comes natural, and it happens to the best of us, and then it takes you having to sometimes realize and start talking about it and see, this is happening, banaba.
Yeah.
So then you start, being. So I think in marriage or in relationships, you get to a point where then you start doing other things. You become mindful of them. And you have to be intentional.
Sure. So how are you guys intentional about keeping the fire going?
We talk about things and then you plan them. Whether you start planning trips, the kids going.
Balifa space.
Balifa spacey.
Yeah.
But with kids, you start understanding and seeing. Once you start doing everything for them, then everything is about them. You forget about not only yourself but your partner.
Absolutely.
And now within. So it's a journey. But once you become mindful of all of these things, it's a beautiful thing. Then you start having to do things differently.
Sure.
So like the one you're talking about, so maybe it's something that I'll plan and try and
yeah, please as my advice to you, please just you must always be fighting to keep that flame alive. Marriage is about sickness and in health. You're a stroke survivor.
No. So I survived. So my biggest scare on health and in life was COVID.
Oh, so it wasn't a stroke?
Yeah, it was COVID. And
how bad was your COVID?
It was bad to a point where coming out from it, and when I talk about it, I always say Kiboni Jesu.
Sure.
I spoke to him.
Was he white or brown?
And I want a little, but that's how bad it was. December 2019. 2020. December, I did some work. Went into the mines. We doing the COVID vaccination show with some of my guys, and my business partner is from Mafikeng. He works in the mines. Then around the 22nd, we finish working, go back home. The 23rd, I feel I'm sharp. We call our doctor. So on the phone, the symptoms that they're giving me, In first signals, you might, be positive. So I'm going to give you a script. Just go to this pharmacy, start taking medication.
Everything on the
Everything,
script,
and then go and do the tests.
Ah, yes.
If they come back negative, then we're sharp. But for now, what I'm... so we did a video call. What I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, I think you are... Okay. I do all of that. We do some tests on the 23rd.
Are you scared? Are you not scared at the time? Or
At the time, I was scared, but I was just okay. So what happens is then we do all of that, and then I isolate. I isolate, and now I'm anxious, and then anxiety kicks in because now I'm waiting for the results. They said no, SMS. I'm waiting. They're not coming. And
you're waiting for an SMS, like you're waiting for an SMS from your future wife in 1999.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm waiting. It's not coming now. It's the 24th.
Yeah.
So, but now by the 24th, now it's 2 full days. I haven't slept at all. So what happens is when I sleep, I can get Borok. So I had a trainer here. So I had a lot of acid, and I had a trainer here. So when I try to sleep, then I get almost like a check off and stuff. So 2 days I can't sleep. I'm like, up 2 days. The 25th, Christmas Eve around. So I went into hospital Christmas. So around 2 a.m. In the bedroom, trainer, I go to the bathroom. I come back around 4. I do the same. I go to the bathroom. I collapse. I collapse in the bathroom there. When I wake up there, I look at the time. Just before 5. Like just.
So nobody heard you collapse.
Nobody heard me. They're sleeping.
Yes.
They're sleeping. Then I decided, you know what? I'm going to take myself to hospital. And I think, so my thinking is, if I tell her what happened, she's going to panic.
Yeah.
We have 2 boys in the house. So now I'm thinking if she's going to want to wake the boys up, or admin buyer.
Yeah.
So at that time, I mean, my 20-year-old is about 14, 15. The other one is like 4, 5. So I get in the bedroom there, take the keys, I knock on the bedroom. I tell her, hey, this just happened. I'm going to the hospital. Hey, let me take you. What's happening? Hey, I'll call you. I'll tell you. I get in the car. I drive off to Morningside Hospital. I get there. I go into emergency. This guy, I tell him, COVID. He says, oh, no, Robalamo. I sit there. This guy, then he leaves me over. When he comes back,
Oh, wow.
when he comes back, lights out. Only then he puts oxygen on me. And when I wake up, he says, why are you so stubborn? I told you, I just collapsed. I've got a trainer, and then you just put me there. So they put me on stuff, did tests. By the time I got admitted me in hospital, they told me I had my oxygen levels were like very, very low. And the treatment to trainer. So at that time I felt, so they put me in this ward with 3 other people, 4. The other one is a doctor. So at that time I felt, the news we're getting from everywhere is people are dying.
Yeah.
And at that time was, you go to hospital, you don't come.
You're not coming back, yeah.
So that was my most scariest moment in life.
Yeah.
But then what happened was, then the doctor, so in the morning, they give us, so there, you don't sleep. Every 4 hours, they give you medication. But like the drips every 4 hours. And then in the morning, the second day in the morning, physio comes in at 6 in the morning. Then she's showing us, oh no, you must do this. They give us this thing. I don't know what they call this thing. Inalidi bolote tray. So you pump it, then the bolote.
Overchester
your lungs.
Your lung
That's
pressure capacity. Yes.
So they give us this thing. You have to pump and then you have to. I'm like, okay. Man, these 3 guys, I'm like, this is my second day. I haven't seen them do this thing. So I asked this, the other lady says, no, you must do this every hour. I'm like, okay. So now my sporting instinct and stuff then kicked in. I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
And these guys, so I tell them, you're not using it. So now I put my phone every hour alarm.
Yeah.
I start doing this thing. So she gives us exercises that every 4 hours that you need to do more on the passage. But when they were just sleeping, they're busy on the phone talking to people at home. So now from the first day, what I did, I said to my wife.
So your training discipline
kicked in.
Yeah.
Then I said to my wife, this is what we're going to do. Don't call me. She says, no, but you're in hospital. We don't know what's up. We're panicking. I say, no, I'll call. I'll give you the times that we'll talk in the day. We'll talk in the morning. We'll talk in the evening. But when we talk, please, I lead the conversation.
Yes.
Because what was happening was I got to understand what COVID and sickness is mindset.
Yes.
And the people in there was, when you're hearing people are dying, you're hearing all of this, and then you're getting sicker and sicker. You're watching TV. On TV, it's just people watch. It's just, government, 1 million. So you're hearing all of this negative stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just put positivity into my mindset and everything. So in those days, I was just saying to them, I lead the conversation and I just want to talk about positive stuff. I switched off the TV in the room. I was just on my iPad watching motivational stuff and doing what they gave me, to a point where I was released in hospital on New Year's Eve. I remember I told the doctor on the 29th, I'm going home. I'm just telling you more.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I was an old Indian lady. And I remember she said to me, Amala, I don't know what you did, but a lot of people that came here not even in a condition that you were in, you were worse than any of the patients I've seen. But whatever you did that got you out of here, I don't know what it is. I said, I fought. I fought, and I knew whatever. This is not my time, not now. And yeah, that was my just most scariest experience about any, in life. And but besides that, then the only other stuff in my life and stuff is, the challenges that we've had with my wife's breast cancer.
I was going to say, she's a 2-time survivor.
2-time survivor. She's a warrior, man. And
how do health issues affect the relationship, negatively or positively? Because again, a marriage is under attack even internally by things you're not in control of. You know what I mean? Like a miscarriage can be the difference between whether a relationship is going to make it or not. Because sometimes there's blame. Inability to fall pregnant can cause a marriage to fall apart.
Yeah.
Someone being sick can sometimes be the difference. How do you guys look back at your health scares and say, our marriage survived these because we did that?
Yeah, just with the health scares and just from that, experience, all of these things, I taught me a whole lot of things that I do now that I never did.
Sure.
I remember she was first diagnosed 2007. And before then, cooking and stuff was something, okay, it's a stuff. But it got, at that time, got to a point where, okay, she's sick. We have a 4-year-old boy.
He must eat.
He must eat. We must eat.
Yeah.
One of the most toughest things that anybody can go through is when they're going through chemotherapy.
Yes.
Chemo and radiation. And it's the most painful, stage, treatment with cancer.
And still there's no guarantee.
And when you talk to them, people that are going through this, or anything, when they're doing this treatment, when you touch, just like this, everywhere.
Because the body has poison.
So I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to, do all of this to a point where today I'm the one who cooks at home. After all of that, I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. And to a point, she got to a point where she understood. My husband loves cooking. He's very good now. And but that's one place when I'm in the kitchen. It's a place for me where I just meditate, and I just be able to relax and unwind. So a whole lot of other things. I mean, I had to do till today. As much as she's in the clear, you always have the thing in the back of your mind. And but over the years, we are mindful and very appreciative of that. And that's why even with her foundation and with her journey and the stuff that we do when it comes to breast cancer is about teaching people, and it's about spreading the message that early detection saves lives, because we know in both cases that it was detected early, and we're able to, where we have a lot of friends, including Lucas's wife, passed on. Shoes Mshwe passed on because of cancer. So we have a lot of friends, a lot of people, close people that didn't make it because it was detected late. And so you get to, like I said, so myself, I think Alex taught me that you learn on the streets. I mean, I went to with academics after matric. I always thought, okay, I wanted to do something, academically. But as I grew up, I started understanding that a lot of the stuff that I want to do, I want to be an entrepreneur. You learn, as human beings, we are experiential beings. We learn through experiences. And that's the one thing I appreciate about sports.
Sure.
And understanding the importance of sports in our lives as human beings, as kids. The reason why private school sports is compulsory, and so a lot of the things that one has learned and the challenges that you go through. I mean, I remember the first time when she was diagnosed, a close buddy of mine at the time, and that was when I was still at Chiefs, that used to be my roommate, Stanton Fredericks, of which we are very close till today. He gave me a book, trainer. It's not about the bike, Lance Armstrong.
Ah, yes.
And that's one book that taught me about cancer, that taught me but a lot about where I understood what this guy did to beat brain tumors, and so I understood that when you're sick, any sickness, the only way then if to bid is first to believe, and then you are. So over the years, I've tried to be strong for her. I've tried to help to try and teach her how to be strong.
Mara, at a mental level, how were you coping? Because as much as the cancer is detected early, I might still lose my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at a mental level, how were you faring, coping?
Yeah, just looking back now and thinking about it, as like, these are things that, as black folk, sometimes growing up in the township, we don't believe in having to go for therapy and talk to someone. So when I look back, when I look at what we went through, what I went through, and at the time I'm at the peak of my career. I'm playing. Still playing at Sundowns. I'm still playing at national team.
And there's no social media really, so we don't even. No one knows that you're going through all you're going through.
Yeah. And so the only source of therapy and people to lean on was family.
Sure.
And always has been family, and from both sides. My mom's, her mom's dad, the whole family. And one thing about my mom, till today, Kokasi, growing up, there's a lot of kids that grew up got that thing that my mom would. So my mom, that's old lady ba Kokasi bang, people's person, takes in people. Even when we got married till today, I said to my wife, akinangwetsi now, ungwanaka.
Yes.
And we, from day one, was that when you want to speak to my mom, you don't have to come through me. Labua, same, other side. And the one person as well that at that time, I mean, her folks were still in Mafikeng. My mom here was a source of, Oledu thing, and friends. I mean, including even with the Beth here, Dino Sitsaka, Oledi was always here. The stories I'll share about when my firstborn was born in 2005. I mean, 2004. And I just moved to Sundowns. And the season was about to start. And so she was, at that time, she was like almost 9 months, but we know she was 8 months. And so now the first game, we're playing Cape Town, playing Santos, Cape Town. And
so this is your first Sundowns match?
Yeah, this is our first official opening league match for the season. So we play in Cape Town. The day before, when I leave, my mom says, okay, my mom goes to my house, Lulaliena. But funny, on that time, I don't know, my mom had this instinct, or Emma. Let me call Vusi. Vusi is the older brother. I mean, on standby, if anything. And so in camp, so I share a room with Nilwyn Stanley. And Nilwyn Stanley, his birthday is on the 25th of August. And so the day of the game is the 25th of August, the day my boy was born. So the night before, I speak to them on the phone. I know about sharp. Kabo tuba phone, Emma, lady, Emma, Mudo. Ashapu, but Robana Skala. Cabo 5 ba phone, but high respect. Then I panic at the time. There's my first child. Coach Paul Doleza Niltov is the assistant. 5 a.m. I go to the coach's room. Coach. And my wife is going to get back. Says, hey, man, So we pulled the leather. What must I do now? Say, geez, I tell Neil. Neil tells the guy who was the general manager, Jose Ferreira. So Jose, they tell him, I don't know in that time how from then on they told the boss at 5 a.m. Jose Ferreira sends Patrice a message. Hey, this is happening. He said to them, put him on the next flight back home. He must be there for his son's birth. And I'll come back with him on my private jet.
Cheers, okay.
And so these are some of the things that, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So they put me on a flight. The only flight they could get 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. I got on the flight. Unfortunately, he was born around 11.
What's his name?
Khosi.
Khosi.
Tsile.
Sure.
And
The king is here.
yeah, Khosi Tsile, and then his second name Ke Bafana, so Bafana Junior.
Sure.
And what happened was, when I land there, my agent come to pick me up. Glenn Binkin picks me up at the airport. Says, "Eman, no, And at that time, my mom is at the hospital. Everyone, so he tells me, "Eman, unlucky, Ndwana came whilst you were
In the
in the air, but don't worry." The doctor said, Twina, they won't wash the baby, so they'll keep him for the first wash.
Yes.
So we drive to Morningside the hospital from the airport. We drive there. I get there. See, I'm Kapisa, Kaploma Lena. So I had that opportunity of being there.
Yes.
The game was at 8. At 2 p.m., the boss sent a driver to come pick me up at the Stentuena, went straight to Lanseria on a private jet back to Cape Town.
To work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first time I'm with him.
What did you guys talk about?
I don't remember much, but I know we spoke about, the birth, about the child. He told me about, his experience with his first child and the importance, and told me why he did what he did, to send me to be there and,
So when I Patrice, Libra Patrice, so le ringang English, Setswana, Skasi. What language would you speak?
Setswana.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're talking to him mostly, I guess, Setswana.
Sure.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that happened at Sundowns that I look back and I'm like, geez, I was living. When I look back there, I'm like, I was living the rock star life.
Absolutely.
When I moved there, and I mean, from then I remember a week after that. No, so a week before that, before the season started, he hosted a welcome party at his house to welcome all the new signings here.
Yes.
So all of us went to his house. First time we go to his house, we get there, then we're introduced to the kids, Botlopi and the wife, her family, so the whole team there. And then there's going to be a performance here. Then Bradon luck. So Bradon, we have a chat and stuff. So there's a surprise about child. And then performance there, Trumpis.
Oh wow.
Trumpis is performing for us there.
Sure.
And we have a chat after. So this guy's about this guy. So at that time, it's the only time I get to understand this guy came on and how loaded he is. So they had a booking, Kobutswana. And so Patrice spoke to Bradon. So sure. no ba patetse bokae ke tla o fa tšhelete o patale batho bao back
Yeah.
no ba se ba na le tla ba patale back and then ke tla ba fa
On top.
ke tla ba fa yona gape tšhelete ba patetseng ka ba fa yona vie I was imagine anyway ba binne pina tse 3 fela and then they were done. Yeah, but it was a beautiful time that
At the peak of your career, there wasn't really social media.
Yeah.
Are you happy about that, or do you wish there had been social media at the time? Because unfortunately, social media amplifies everything.
Yeah.
The good and the negative.
And the negative. Yeah, I always look at the, players today, musicians, all of this, and I always look at them and like, and more especially when people are, criticizing them for, this and that, or stuff about, whether how they carrying themselves or some of the mistakes they do, and we criticize them. I look at them, I'm like, I'm happy that we didn't have social media in our times. And I'm one person I always say, I never like to compare generations, whether it's in sports, music, or arts, or all of that. I always believe in that time, in your time, the good things that happened. And so I think when I look back, I look at myself now, that as a mere goalkeeper, I was able to build myself as a brand.
Sure.
I was able to, from 98 going forward, I was able to compete with household names.
Sure.
For personal branding or personal sponsorships, endorsements. People like Dr. Khumalo. These are people that growing up looked at him like this is like a god. Or, when you start playing with him, you're like, I'm playing with Dr. Khumalo.
Sure.
Lucas Radebe. I was competing for these spaces, they were Benny McCarthy. And then when I look at it, in that time, as footballers, we were competing for these spaces with musicians and actors. And in our times, because football being the bigger sport,
sure,
we were killing it. We were able to whether walk toe to toe with any entertainers for these spaces. But today, footballers can't. Today, musicians, actors, influencers are controlling these spaces. I think footballers or football itself don't know how to use these spaces, don't know how to use for the benefit of the players. And like you said, these are spaces for where I believe, and I always believe that there's. I believe in nature, and I don't fight nature, and I believe everything. That's why in everything there's good or bad. I have a tattoo, a yin yang, and I believe that in every good there's a bit of bad, in every bad there's a bit of good. That's one of my firm beliefs. And social media, there's good and bad.
Sure.
You find how to use it proper, but if really one had to look at it, and I look at myself, I look at Doctor, I look at Lucas, from our generation, we are still able to make ourselves relevant today.
I was going to say, what do you think your cohort of soccer players are doing right that a good many of you are still used as sporting authorities? You're still called for soccer analysis on TV channels. You're still going to mines to speak to miners, to educate people on whatever the campaign is. What do you think you guys are doing differently? What do you think you did differently then that you are still here now?
I think what I did differently then is that I understood that. So with myself, when people ask me, Ewana, you used to dive around, you used to even little bolo that like I'm on say, you used to. So I said to people, I understood that. So this is what I understood, and my understanding of a footballer is that I'm an entertainer.
Sure.
I'm no different from an actor
Sure.
or musician. So when I go on the field, I go into character.
Must be memorable.
Yeah, and I must entertain. So I understood that when I go there, I'm here to entertain, and so I would. So on the field, I go in character and Spydaman. Off the field, I have Bafana Brian again. But so when I go on the field, but over and above that, I understood and I started understanding that, and a lot of the people that I looked up to, that I started modeling myself around. I remember some of the journalists. I don't remember that old Magogo, Gwen Gills.
Ah, yes, Gwen Gill. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she used to call me the South African Beckham.
Sure.
In some of her, write-ups.
Her social pages.
Yeah. So I started consciously with my agent Glenn, know that I'm modeling myself around Beckham. I looked at him, how he's doing his things, how he's getting all of his endorsements, how he's carrying himself off the field.
So you were intentional about, I am going to be Brian Baloyi, not just an ex-goalkeeper one day.
Yeah. So I was conscious about it, and I understood that this is my currency. And I understood that when I stop playing, this is what's going to keep me going. This is what's going to keep making a living for me.
Sure.
So I was always, and I've always got it or treated myself or my brand with jealousy around, and to make sure that that's, so I, like I said, I and I, being an avid entertainer or musician, I love music so much. You don't understand. When just the other day I was going to my storage, look for my CDs. When I stopped buying CDs, when we started doing digital and stuff, I was sitting over 30,000 CDs.
No, I believe you.
Back in the day where I used to buy music from House Africa to, CD Warehouse, to Look and Listen. I mean, I don't remember the Old Man Len, Rosebank. I mean, I look at a lot of boys that became all to a point where they became DJs and stuff that worked at CD Warehouse, Look and Listen, that I used to go and buy CDs from.
Yes, sir.
So part of a lot of the things I was modeling as myself around as well was the American culture.
Yes.
And American culture of the entertainers. They looked at people like, the Michael Jordans. Today I look at what LeBron James does a lot. And all of this for me, it's things that I've always understood that, okay, Alex taught me that you learn on the streets.
Sure.
So these are things that
you learn as you go.
Yeah. And to a point where, including one of the things that as a young man I always thought, I'm a big dreamer. Sometimes to my detriment, but my wife knows, hey, you're a big dreamer. But I dream big, and I believe things do happen that I believe. I remember in my 20s, I always thought, I looked at Jamason, I looked at Kaiser, Mtaung, I thought, these are my role models.
Sure.
Because I looked at them as, regular black folk that played football and then made a business out of it.
Absolutely.
And I can relate to them because at that time I felt when I stopped playing, I want to be in business.
Yes.
And I want to own a club one day, just like them. But I looked at them as I want to be in business. And there's one of the things I say to people that if you look at Brake, he was 26 years old when he started Chiefs. To think that a 26-year-old in 1970 tip in apartheid would build such a giant of an institution that is Kaizer Chiefs today. And then you start understanding that that generation in those days, the generation and
no, they were built different.
They were built different. And that's where you'll see,
So are you in business?
I am in business.
And how's that going?
It's going very well. It's different things. It's I can't say I'm in this one thing, and I always look at myself as my company and my business is solutions based. So I always look at it. I'm like, I come with solutions.
Okay.
And so my main company is called. So I use, as one grows up there, you start trying to understand yourself as a person. You start understanding religion and spirituality. Start understanding where we come from as black folk.
Sure.
And I'm more spiritual. I don't believe in religion. And so my company is called Kalanga Bakwena. Kalanga Bakwena ke Kalanga Bakwena solution. So Kalanga Bakwena ke my kesarato saka from the Shangaan side, from Baloyi. So Baloyi, we are Kalanga, I'm Domtolovan.
I'm Kalanga.
Okay, yeah. And then on my mom's side, ke Batswana, ke Bakwena, ke More Bakwena.
Okay.
So I use those Kalanga Bakwena.
Sure. And is business good?
I mean, maybe now between 5 to 10 different businesses.
That's great.
Including doing consulting in the mining space. We're busy building businesses within football, coaching space.
Sure.
I'm doing a whole lot of work with Hollywood Bets as a brand ambassador and a whole lot of other work with them. And all of this, I mean, I started owning businesses while I was still playing. And because I always knew that this is where I want to go when I stopped. And I always was mindful that when you stop, income is going to stop. What are you going to do? I owned restaurants. I owned Capellos with Bob Mabena in Konyo Town.
What was the biggest lesson from your one business failure?
The biggest lesson, when I look at all of them, I mean, I've owned trucks in the mines in Mpumalanga. And all of them, when I look at their failure, it's always been and is that you can't run a business remote.
Sure.
Especially a business where it's about it's service, it's goods. You have to be there, and you have to understand your and what I learned with human beings, with people, is that in all of them I owned fish and chips with Ezron Nandoro. So with all of them, you learn that the one person that you trust so much, that you talk to about the challenges that you have here.
Everyone wants to eat, including your business partner. It's not just staff.
But a lot. I found out in all of those that the guy that you put in, this one is the manager. This is the one that understands everything. And again, hey, Thabo Molenza utswa la Mokoba, later on when you find out because they understand the systems, they understand
They know the blind spots. They know your blind spots and where they can actually baujute.
Yeah, I tell you, in all three, little things that were happening that with the trucks, back in the day, the drivers would steal diesel.
Yeah.
So I know they still diesel by rekise, the ones inside.
Or do a free load of coal and tell you, no, haraitsa next today.
And then with the restaurant, with Capellos, at the bar, the guys would bring in, so I know about
the own stock.
Stock was the thing.
Yeah.
But we bought them and it's not really busy. But stock is sellable. So this guy's by Clara Sabone, Barakisa Sone. Stock was a house is selling. I don't want to what a challenge. Fish and chips. There's two guys that used to come in the morning, open the shop. So they bring their own 2 bags.
Oh, wow.
So the first stock, and then, so when every day van comes in, brings 20, 30 bags, the chips, and but they
they're selling their own stock.
Yeah.
But because when it's done right, it's worth it. You are still in business.
Yeah. After all of that, I wouldn't want to do anything else. But I always look at different things. Look at opportunities. And there's quite some exciting stuff that we're looking at right now that we're trying to bring in. Bring them in. We're trying to always look at stuff that are groundbreaking.
Sure. Little squeezing in. We're squeezing in. Brian, we are out of time. And I still have a million questions here, but just 2 questions. The Saudis and the mega millions being thrown at soccer players, is that good for the game or is that bad for the game?
It's good for the game for me that we have to have other avenues except for just Europe being the main place where people can go and play football. And I would love to see that being the Saudis and that coming back into Africa. The biggest clubs, some of the biggest clubs in Europe, they're some of their best imports, their best players are African players.
In fact, that was my next question.
Yeah.
I believe you should have played overseas. I believe that Kuna should have played overseas. I'm hoping Ronwen will go overseas. Where are we not getting things right in terms of exporting soccer players? Because there's a lot of talent in this country.
A lot of talent. So in my case, I'll go over my case and then to and Twana quickly. In my case, I got opportunities to go. I got invites. One of the reasons I left was I was when I was now fighting for what I thought was right for me. Some of the things then that started coming back was, 5-6 times you said no when I had offers to go, but now you don't want to meet me halfway here.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons really I left.
So you had 5-6 opportunities to go overseas.
Liverpool.
You stayed home.
The club said no. So I had to honor my contract. 98. Chiefs legend came to camp where we were in France. Peter Ballack.
Yes. I was at Peter Ballack. One of the reasons I became a goalkeeper was because of Peter Ballack.
So you can imagine, then as a 23, 24-year-old, a legend. I had never met him before. Peter Ballack comes to camp. My agent calls me, Peter Ballack wants to see you. Come, let's go sit down with him, we have coffee. He says to me, we've been talking to people, man. I'm following you. I think you can play in England.
Yeah.
Liverpool wants to come on trial.
Yeah.
Okay. So where we were in a hotel,
Mm.
the chairman was staying in the same hotel, Dr. K and Dr. Ivan Kos. So my agent says, yeah, just focus on the tournament and everything. I'll speak to the chairman. So they have a meeting with him, with Peter Balak. He says, no, after the World Cup, we'll talk and he'll go over.
Mm.
And after the World Cup, we come back. Those guys are expecting me. He says, no, they want him. They must buy him. And the guy says, no, he must come. We must see if he likes the environment. And then after that...
how did you feel about that?
Geez, I felt pain. It was my dream to go play, But on hindsight, I always said, this is how my attitude was always. As much as I wanted to go play overseas, if I don't go, it means I was meant to be here.
Sure.
It means there was bigger things I was supposed to, Then there was Copenhagen. Spoel Zuma, when I was at Copenhagen, he was that, because we even managed by the same guy. His coach was crazy about me. Tried for 3 years to bring me there.
Yep.
Didn't happen. He had offers from Turkey. Then I thought, it is what it is.
Sure.
Later on with Kune, one of the reasons I was such a big fan of Itu, and I believed from when he was in his late teens or early 20s that he will go. And I always, there's this thing, fantasy I had that I'm going to play overseas through him. I felt that he's going to play, he's going to go.
He'll fly the flag for you.
Yeah, and it never happened. Then there's a time then I started looking, why are South African goalkeepers not making it to Europe? And I look at, in Africa, a lot of the keepers that make it in Europe, the ones from Cameroon, from Nigeria, most of them would be, it's either they went to Europe as a teenager, they grew up there, they were trained there. Then I look at a whole lot of other things. So I'm launching a goalkeeper academy, and the reason is I want to help build goalkeepers that will go and play overseas.
Yes.
And I looked at what are the blockages, what are the, and then we try and develop goalkeepers in a way that then it suits Europe for them to be able to make it. One of the biggest thing about Itu was height. But I believe, Bartes played for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and his Kune's height.
Absolutely. Will Romnan go overseas?
Unfortunately, he's 33 now, turning 34.
Yeah.
I think the boat might have the train left the station already. I think he should have gone 2 years ago, straight after that Nations Cup, straight after that time when there was all the hype around him. That's the time he should have gone.
Buffon of Italy retired at 45.
Yeah.
If I went you were still young when you retired.
Yeah, at 37, I felt, I could have still played more. But, I felt...
Sure.
I felt I played for 20 years. I said 20 is a good number. Let me stop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are out of time. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're being yelled at by management, but we're so we're going to do that. But I just want to thank you for inspiring a whole generation of youngsters for at least 20 years. And the fact that you are still going, showing people that there's life after soccer, dream bigger than your career, plan bigger than your career. All of that, for me, makes you a hero, an icon. And to call you Spydaman is not enough. You're a superhero. So I just wanted to thank you on behalf of those that might not have access to you the way we do. So thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much. Much
appreciated. We love you, respect you, and we wish you many more happy returns.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And if you buy more trucks, may they get more loads of coal. And I was already really diesel. My dad owned trucks, so I know the loopholes of Bautwakai. You know, or you give someone a new buy the tire or buy the retread. Maromu Gaile go get tires. And they get. I'm like, what are you doing? So I've seen all of that. All of that. You've been. I was a teenager, and I was like, let them.
No, man, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, learning through just experiences. But yeah, I mean, so mostly now in mining, I mean, so even like next week, I do, corporate talks. I do talks at the mines.
Yes,
and we use football as a reference.
Absolutely.
For teamwork and team building. We do mining health and safety, and including a whole lot of other stuff. Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing.
Go, Phil. We are done, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I couldn't ask all of the questions I wanted to ask, but we were hanging out. Le Spydaman Rabubi, the Brian Man. Thank you, Bran Baloyi, for joining us. What a guy, what a legend. I still have the Coca-Cola Cup 2001 Goalkeeper jersey. I might just wear it next week. Just to show you guys, or memorabilia, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Wow, coming to you from Discover TV in Bryanston. Look for Discover TV, Discover DISCOVR TV. They've got a great studio that you can use for your podcast or whatever else you're recording. Look out for Discover TV. Shout out to Trevor and the crew at Pezulu Works for the cinematography. And also shout out to Africa Podcast Network. Email us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Keletso Modisa King is our executive producer. Shout out to Lati for additional production and to YBF for all of our social media. Till next week, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep liking, and have a great wow week in spite of yourselves. We're out of here.